So in the previous programs, we learned how to use while statement. So the way while statement works, we have while and then we have expression. And this expression is a Boolean expression. And then inside the while statement, we have several other statements. Okay. So now how does this while statement work? So we have at the entry of the while statement, we have to check this expression. If this expression is true, we execute these basically set of statement if this expression is true. If this expression is false, we do not execute this set of statements. So in while, the condition is checked at the entry time. So in the beginning, the condition is checked, the expression is checked. If it is true, then we execute the statements which are inside the while statement block. If the expression is false, then we do not check, we do not execute these statements which are inside the while statement. So we come here if the expression is false. So in case of while statement, there might be a possibility that at the beginning of the loop, this expression comes out false, and then your code jumps here. So then it will not execute any of these statements which are inside the while statement. But sometime in your program, what you want to do, you want to execute these statements at least once, and then you want to basically check that whether they should be executed further or not. So for that, we have another feature from C++ that's called do-while statements. So the syntax of do-while statement is you have this keyword do, and then inside a pair of curly braces, you want to write the statements which you want to execute. And then at the end, we have this while keyword, and then inside parentheses, we write an expression. So you see that after do, these statements, statement 1, statement 2, and subsequent statements will execute, then the condition will check. If that condition is true, expression is true, then you will execute these statement 1, statement 2, and so on. If this expression is false, so your code will jump here. Right? So here, at least the statements that you have inside the do while block, they will at least execute once. And then the condition will check, and whether the condition is true or false, then the second execution will be determined. So that's basically the difference between do while. In while statement, the condition is checked at the entry, and in do while, the condition is checked at the exit. And also don't forget to put a semicolon in do while statement. In while, you do not put any semicolon after the parentheses, expression parentheses, but here in do while, you have to keep. So now let's rewrite the previous program using do while statement. Right? So let's do this. So here, let's say we are again writing the previous program where the user will be asked to enter numbers repeatedly as long as they are positive numbers, and your program will add them. Once the user enters a negative number, your program should not add that number, and then your program should basically exit the loop, and then it should display the total for all the positive numbers. How can we do that? Using do while. So again, we need two variables. One is num, in which we basically assign the value that the user will enter for the number, and then total, where we will store the total sum of all the positive numbers that the user has entered. So let's write the code here. So here I will write this. So here again, I will initialize this num with 0. Okay. And then I will write this do while statement. Okay. Okay. So here I will put basically what I will write inside this parenthesis, the expression, I will write it better. So here we have do while, right? So here first we'll do this total is equal to total plus num. And then I will ask the user to enter and user will enter the num, and then I will check the num here. Num is greater than equal to 0. So now here, if you see this, okay. So here, if you see this, when I will run this program, right? So here, when I run this program, so this program has two variables, num, which is assigned with 0, and total is assigned with 0. And then here I have do while. So here you see the keyword do, and then I have a set of pair of curly braces. And then I have while keyword, and then inside parentheses, I have put a condition. So here, first time your program, when your program will execute, so it will definitely execute these three statements first time. And then if you look at this, what they will do basically, so num was 0, total was 0. So you add total with num, you get 0 again. Total 0 plus 0 gives you 0. That is assigned to total. So total is 0. Then you ask the user to enter the num, and the user will enter num. So let's say user enters num 15. And then you compare this num here with 0. 15 is greater than 0, that is true. Then your code will basically come here for true again. So then total, which is 0, will be added with 15. 15 plus 0 gives you 15. That will be assigned to total. Let's say now you again ask the user to enter the num. Num is basically 6. Then 6 is greater than 0, true. Your code will come here again. Then total will be now 21. Then you ask user to enter the num. User, let's say, enters 7 for it. So 7 is entered by the user. And then 7 is greater than 0, which is true. Then your code will jump here again. Total will be updated. 21 plus 7, 28. Now you ask enter the num. Let's say user enters negative number. So -1 is greater than 0, false. So if it is false, your code will jump here. Okay. So then see how total will be executed, and it will display 28, right? So that's basically do while statement. So in do while statement, the set of statements that you are putting inside the do while statement block, they will execute at least once. And then second time, whether they will execute or not, that will depend on the condition. If it is true, they will execute. If it is false, that they will not execute, right? So that's basically do while statement, demo for do while statement. Okay. Let's run this program. So let's say I put 15, then 6, then 7, then -1. My program will give me total 28, right? So now that's do while statement. Now let's learn a few more things in loop statements.